What's good, y'all? You already know what time it is. You are now rocking with the Spoon Fed Podcast. You already know what it is, giving you daily wisdom and guidance on your journey and certain knowledge that you probably wouldn't have known. But you already know who I am. Spoon the World, or ST Dub for short, whichever one you want to use. Before we carry on today's topic, and let me get to today's topic. Marriage does not benefit men, and why marriage laws should change. That is a topic. I know y'all want to hear this, especially if you the men. Y'all might be agreeing with me. Women, you might be pissed. It is what it is. But we're going to get to today's sponsors, which is always the sponsor until we get more. But our main sponsors is Splash Clothing, NYC. Splash means some people love and some hate. Yes, that's just the way of the world. That's what funds this channel. And that's what funds our businesses on the regular. And we definitely going to take it to another level. But if you want to contact me, you can hit me up. Description will be below in the description box. My Instagram, emails, all that. It'll be below in the description. Plus, if you want to support the channel, you don't even have to donate, man. Purchase one of our merch, our sponsors' merch, Splash Clothing. That'll be in the description below, the Instagram and the website. Reach out. Now let's get to it. I've been wanting to talk about this because let me get to the topic just in case you forgot. But first, before we begin, like, subscribe, share, and please comment, man. How you expect us to do something if you're not interacting? Especially if you watch it. Even if you watch a snippet, just like the damn video. Come on now. Come on. I know I'm putting out some good content that can save your life. Real talk. But let's get to it. Marriage does not benefit men, and why marriage laws should change. Let's get right to it. First off, let's define a marriage. I already got the book description. I got the definition for y'all because a lot of people don't even know what marriage is directly. Here's the meaning of marriage. Starting a family and a life commitment. Legally and formally recognized union of two people as partners in a personal relationship, aiding each other. Unselfishly. I don't know if I said it right, but unselfishly. You got to be selfless in the marriage. But I say that's a bunch of nonsense when it comes to modern day thinking and modern day society. The old generation pretty much had it together. And don't get it twisted. I don't believe in marriage the way the modern standards are. Don't get it twisted. I want you to understand what I mean. The old standard is y'all come together, because I wanted to get married at one point, not anymore. And I'm going to break it down why. The old standard was you have a man and a woman coming together in probably different cultures, different backgrounds, don't matter. But it could be the same background. But the thing is, y'all bringing one world and another person's world together in unison to start a family. Abundantly, that is fine. That's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem that I'm having is the way the law and government interacted and superseded over marriage. Meaning, they could actually hurt the man more than anything, because when you look at the breakdown of how outdated the system is, it's only pretty much helping and benefiting the woman's lifestyle. Period. Because let me break it down in clarity. In honesty, men and women, ask yourself this. Realistically, what can a man get in marriage that he can't get in a relationship? I'll wait. Don't say a hot meal. He can get that in a relationship. Don't say loyalty. You're supposed to be loyal before you even in a marriage. So I don't want to hear none of that. Don't say kids, because you can have kids out of wedlock. So please tell me, name one thing a man could get from a marriage that he cannot get in a relationship. Crickets. You know what I'm saying? Only thing marriage is nowadays is a contract to the government. That's it. It has nothing, God and everything to get. No, it has nothing to do with that in modern times. If it did have more to do with that, there wouldn't be so much divorces. Now let me get to the numbers. Whoo-wee! 50% of marriages do not work. And I wouldn't be upset at that if I wasn't a man, because usually the man loses all his spoils. Now let me break it down even further. over 60% of the time, divorce is initiated by the woman. Whatever they feel at the moment is, and I know it's higher than that, I'm just being generous. It's over 65% of the time, divorce is initiated by the woman. You can't make this up. And it's I know it's higher than that, but it's just ridiculous. And majority of the people that suffer from divorce are men. 85 to 90% of divorces end with the man having to pay up or give up half his expenses. It doesn't help a man, period. And I'm going to break this down. In a marriage, but say if you get a divorce, whatever it is, it could be anything. And I'm going to tell y'all a story. Oh man, these stories is horrible, man. I know 2 that actually happened to people, and it's just like, yo, come on now. Like, I'm not getting married. Once you get divorced, remember, if you don't sign a prenup, because a prenup doesn't always save you anyway. A prenup is just in case something happens. It's like insurance, but without a full policy, if you know what I mean. Because it's saving you a percentage of, hey, if I sign a prenup, that's just saying, okay, if this doesn't work out, then you go back to your world. You know what I'm saying? But it should already be like that. One thing for certain, which you're gonna have to pay up in a divorce. More than likely, alimony, which is only 10%, meaning that only 10% of the people in the United States paid alimony in all the cases that we know of. Then you have half. Whatever you come with in a relationship, especially if you're a man, if you're going to get divorced, you have to think of this. You're going to have to give up half of your earnings and your life salary that you have accrued and developed or maintained or gained before the marriage. Think about that. You have no control, number 3, meaning you are at the mercy of the courts because 90% of the time they side with the woman, period. Even if you're right. Tell me that's not messed up. I'm going to break that down in a second. Custody of kids. This is huge. Even if the woman is not doing good and she's not on point, like, it don't matter. If you don't have no real proof, it's a wrap. It is a pure wrap for you. And then the kids is going to get custody. Plus, the 5th thing, you're going to have to pay child support until they are 18. You didn't think about that, did you? So ask yourself really much, is it worth it? When I really thought about it growing up, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get, like, we all had that Disney World fantasy about, and now it's more delusional in women. Like, men wake up, we realize, like, whoa, damn, I have to do this. Mind you, you got to chase the woman. You got to court the woman. But the one thing that's only good about marriage, only men decide who we going to get married. Because if I want to get married, I could just dip off. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, because I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even be in that circumstance. But I'm just talking to men that has this in the back of their mind. I want y'all to really think about what y'all giving up, because you are giving up the power all in your hands. Because what are you doing to your nuts? You're gambling them away. And it sounds funny, or some people might take it personally, like, no, that's not right. Well, if that's not right, I hope that you're in a good situation, because majority of the time, you're pretty much gambling on the ideals and the feelings of the other person. And what I mean by that is, as a man, you are gambling on your life, and you're gambling on the other person that you chose matrimony with, that is going to keep your family whole and keep you in a proper balance. And that's not always good, because what happens if the other person, the spouse, makes a mistake? We're human. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see if the marriage laws was same or similar, where if I want a divorce, I keep my stuff, she keeps her stuff, she goes back to her world. That's what we need to do as in the new modern day time. It's like, I shouldn't have to give up what I worked for just in case if this matrimony doesn't work. If the marriage doesn't work out, okay, fine, water under the bridge. But the way the court system rules is like, yo, if I get married, and just think about it. If I get married and I'm a millionaire, I'm screwed. Just ask Dr. Dre, ask Will Smith, ask Jeff Bezos. The list goes on and on and on. Like, perfect example, Dr. Dre. Yo, his wife wants to take, I don't even know the number. You just look him up. Yeah, I know you. She's taking at least, she took half of his proceeds, and he's a multi-millionaire. Plus, she wants a quarter million. You heard me, a quarter million every month. The lease is $100,000 every month. And what I found out, alimony, she wants over $250,000 around that. And that's not even adding the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even adding the kids. I hope Dr. Dre's kids is old enough around 18 where you don't have to pay that. But it's just ridiculous. It's like, yo. And it's called spousal maintenance, alimony. Think about that. In New York, they call it spousal maintenance. That means pretty much, if you break down the word, you're giving money to your spouse that you divorced, or if she divorced you, just so she could recuperate back in her life? What? That's all it means. Spousal maintenance. That means I have to maintain a spouse after I don't want her or she doesn't want me. The hell with that. You need to get a job. How about a spousal acceptance of that it's over? How about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Why do I have to keep paying? Think about it. I'd rather go to jail than have to pay spousal maintenance or child support. Like, come on now. Like, I thought once you make a mistake, if I made a mistake and married the wrong woman, I got to keep paying for that mistake for the rest of my life. That's what you're pretty much doing, especially if you marry the wrong one. And that's a huge gamble because people don't really show their true colors. You could be with somebody. I know people that was married for years, and then all of a sudden by year 9, 10, the girl went haywire. And then all of a sudden it didn't work out. And then it didn't look good for the guy. It's like, come on now, like, you giving up your whole livelihood for somebody that don't care about you. And that's a big gamble, especially we only have one life to live. If you spent your whole life working up to something, why is it somebody that wasn't in the gym shooting with you in the gym or working with you on your craft could take half? Explain that to me. I don't care if I can see if she was there or if the woman was there when I was up and coming. She was assisting me and she was by my side. That's different. I respect that. That means you've seen something in me and you building with me. But what really happens in reality, men build, women wait at the finish line. Think about it. They don't wait until, let me build. I know there's an exception to the rule, but majority of the time, hypergamy, a woman's not like, let me see, I see the potential in this guy and I believe he could do something with himself. That rarely happens, nigga. That very rarely happens. Usually a woman will see a man that's making money, Jeff Bezos, Will Smith. You've seen it. Yeah, he's a good guy. It's a come up. You know what I'm saying? Period. But it's a crazy game out here because you see it time and time again. It's like we have to develop what we're trying to build. And then if she doesn't work out with what I'm doing, it's game over. And she could take half. And she could just potentially destroy my life. What happened if I'm not rich? And I'm going to get to the stories right now. This one story. Let me give you one first. Check this story out. I knew a guy. Well, I didn't personally know him. My brother knew him. And he told me the story. And it was confirmed by another source of a person that worked on his job. This guy worked for TSA, right? Let's just call him Bravo. I'm not going to put his real name out there. I feel sorry for the dude, but it is what it is. This is reality. But say Bravo was dating this girl, knew her for a little while, couple years, 2-3 years, got married, had 2 kids, right? Bought a house, everything. Everything is doing all right, right? Wrong. He thought he was the man of the house, taking care of his business, taking care of his kids, taking care of his wife, working, doing what he had to do. Come to find out, he found out his wife was messing around and had an affair, was cheating on him. So he wasn't with it. He was like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. So she found out that he found out, and she divorced him because he didn't have any evidence. She divorced him, which she took his house, she took the kids, and she had him pay alimony, and he had to pay child support on top of that because he had no proof. He was so stressed out that he caught a stroke. He was living in his car. And he was living at the hotel, still paying for the house that he could no longer live under because of his ex-wife, what she did to him. And on top of that, he had to pay for child support, plus he had to pay alimony. So she took him to the ringer, and he didn't do nothing wrong. And he caught a stroke. He caught a stroke. Half of his face and his eye is not even doing well, and half his body ain't doing well. He was in therapy for a while, and his whole life is messed up, is in shambles. Just because one woman, I'm not saying this is all women, one woman did this to him. A woman that he loved did this to him just cause. And he didn't do nothing wrong. She cheated on him, and he has to pay for that because he didn't have no evidence. So obviously he's dying from a broken heart, literally. I ain't even gonna give you the second one. That just took the cake. So this is why I'm telling y'all, marriage laws must change, because it's going to give clarity and a peace of mind to both parties. Meaning, if you do this, if you change, this is why I believe you got to change the marriage laws, because a lot of people are getting, especially now modern days, people are getting into marriages for the wrong reasons, men and women. But I see majority women because they know it's a come up. It's a come up. Because ask yourself this, ladies, would you get married to me if you knew that you could lose half your investment or whatever you had? Most of y'all coming into a situation without nothing. So just imagine if I take half of nothing from you. You'll think twice, right? What's the difference from us? Like, why do I have to give up half my earnings or half my lifestyle for somebody that doesn't deserve it, especially if you're the one that's wrong? Tell me if I'm bugging. Get in the comments, chime in. This is why marriage laws must change. And this is why I'm warning you, men, do not get married. You are putting your livelihood on the line. You're just putting your life on the line, really. Because everything, just imagine everything you worked for, especially if you're not rich, is taken away by one selfish person that didn't really love you or had love for you and then fell out of love for whatever reason. Thank you for tuning into the Spoon-Fed Podcast. I made you think of something, man. I made you really think of something. And I'm going to drop some gems in the shorts about what you do if you are in a marriage to protect your bank account. I'm going to put that on y'all. But I'm not going to say it here. I'm going to say it in my shorts. Check the shorts out. You now rocking with Spoon-Fed Podcast. Spoon the world, a.k.a. Spoon, ST-Dub. Stay wise, stay dangerous, stay vigilant, and protect your neck. Splash. Some people love and some hate. That's the way of the world, man.